I'm Paul Cox.
Yay!
And I'm from Portsmouth.
Woo!
It's nothing to be proud of, is it? Portsmouth is the only place that I've seen... Say again?
I'm pretty proud of this.
Okay, if you could just let me go on with a joke. Cheers. Portsmouth is the only place that I've seen someone take a shit in a drawer and then get up and continue teaching the class. It's a player, is it? I'm a parent. Hey, any parents in? Oh dear. It's okay, they're not with us, are they? Because I'm a parent to a beautiful 7-year-old girl, the nativity play is still part of my world. And what I've learnt, ladies and gentlemen, is that primary school teachers have started to rewrite the nativity. I know this because last year, my daughter played Jesus is Nan. Jesus is Nan. It was unclear which one. It could be one of three. I've not read the book all the way through. She only had one line. I never did like the bloody Romans. Casual racism. And Nan. My daughter's growing up on a lovely middle-class street, but I grew up on a council estate. Hey! There's one in. But I absolutely loved growing up on a council estate. I really loved growing up on a council estate. I loved growing up on a council estate because there was twice as many kids to play with and only half as many parents to keep an eye on us. But having grown up on a council estate and now living in a lovely middle-class area, I have worked out what the difference between working and middle class is, and it's cheese. That's cheese. The middle classes love their cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. If you can milk it, they'll cheese it. Working class, only 2 cheese, string and squeezy. Now, a council estate kid's health is directly proportional to the amount of days it's been since his mum has done the big shop. Now, on day one, it's all nutrition and wagon wheels. By the time we get to the day before Big Shop Day, Mum's trying to make us all dinner with the pages from her Woman's Weekly and 3 Dairy triangles. To give you some idea of the specific area I grew up in, just outside of Portsmouth, my mate Steve, his auntie was 2 years below us at school. That's not his sister, that's his auntie. Now I have stood in front of many an audience who don't believe that's weird. But trust me, if you're in the playground with your little mate Steve at 8 years old and someone comes running up going, Steve! Steve! Your auntie's taking a piss in the sandpit again! And things can get a little bit weird. I'm a busy guy, I've got a full-time job and I'm not doing this, I work for TFL. Pleasure's all mine. But I am a busy guy, so I'm often forgetting things, and just last night I forgot to take my contact lenses out. So when I woke up this morning, my contact lenses were still in. What a wanker. I spent the first 5 minutes of my day genuinely believing my eyesight had been healed by God. Which was almost as embarrassing as the time I spent 20 minutes no less, chasing a daddy longlegs around my bedroom until I realised I had a crack in my fucking glasses. All that running about, I shouldn't be this fat. I'm on a diet. It's not started yet. I'm starting a diet because a couple of weeks ago I was at a gig and there was a lady in the front, second row, who just kept singing Simply Red songs at me. I don't know why either. And I had a choice at this point. I could get this lady involved or I could ignore her, and trust me, this lady was not to be ignored. So I leant into the second row to pass her the microphone, and in doing so, I ripped my hamstring. Fully ripped. Have you any idea how fat and unfit you got to be to pull your hamstring doing stand-up comedy? So I'm on a diet. It's just another sign of getting old, I guess. I'm 37. Found my first grey pube today. Unfortunately for me, it was in my cheese and onion slice. So, avoid Greg's. Like I say, I'm a parent, and there are two things you need to know about being a successful parent. I don't know what either of them are. You take the iPad away, I am fucked. But I did take my daughter to the zoo recently. Has anyone been to London Zoo? Really? It's fucking expensive. It was £21 to take my daughter into the zoo. £21. The most excited kids I saw at the zoo were a boy and a girl stood by a bin looking at a wasp. That's £42 to look at a wasp. Now I think you can have just as much fun in a graveyard. No, you can. Next time you're in a graveyard, play Find the Oldest Dead Person. Honestly, I played this with my daughter recently. Why wouldn't I? She's 7, it was her birthday. Find the oldest dead person. She went running straight up to a shiny marble headstone. Classic error! There's only one rule to that game. If it's shiny, ignore it. If it's faded, explore it. My sister got married last year. Thank you. Not to me, I said Portsmouth, not Plymouth. It's a big day in her world, as you can imagine. Largely because she was changing her surname from Cox to Blakey, which is a big day in anyone's world, trust me. And naturally, my dad did a speech. I say naturally, ladies and gentlemen. He genuinely opened with this. He said, "You may take my daughter out of the Cox." I'm not finishing that. That's my sister. My sister had a baby last year. It was tradition in our family to get married if you're pregnant. And it got me thinking, why do we introduce babies the way that we do? We don't introduce anybody else this way, do we? I have never, for example, walked into a room and said, "Hi, this is my new girlfriend Julie, 9 stone 2 pounds. You can hold her if you like. If she starts crying, give her some more Prosecco." I travel a lot, hundreds if not thousands of miles a week, largely on the rail network. And the thing about public transport, or the worst thing about public transport for me, is the public use it. I got onto a train recently and I accidentally spilled a bottle of water all over the seat next to me, so I put a bag there to prevent anybody else from sitting there. I just busied myself, put my headphones in, searched for Simply Red albums on Spotify. And before I know it, Captain Commuter Belt comes bounding down the aisle in his slip-on Italian loafers. I assume one of Betsy's mates. He says, "That bag got a ticket, mate," and just chucks it at me, which I can assume is some form of foreplay. He sits there and he bounces straight back up with a soggy wet arse. So I casually acknowledged him and said, "No, mate, of course the bag didn't have a ticket. But it was scared of travelling alone, which is why it pissed itself." That is not the worst thing to happen to me on a train. The worst thing to happen to me on a train was when I woke up to a blowjob. I know, not even first class. I thought to myself, that is the last time I fall asleep on the train with my mouth open. That left a bitter taste, I can tell you. I've been Paul Cox, and you've been delicious. Thank you very much.